Hello all, I welcome you all for today's session, that is Introduction to C Programming. In today's session, we are going to cover the topic Loops in C. Before going for today's session, we'll just discuss what we have covered in the last session. In the last session, we have covered the decision making statement. In the decision making statement, we have covered the various classification, that is if-else statement, switch statement and jump statement. Itself in the if-else statement we have covered if statement, if-else statement, if-else-if statement and nested if statement. Now objective of today's session. The first objective is to understand the concept of loop. Second one, to know the classification of loop statement. And what will be our outcome? That apply the concept of loop statement in C programming. In today's session, we are going to cover the two types of loop, that is entry control loop. In that we'll see the example for loop and while loop. And second one, that is exit control loop. In this we will cover the do while loop. Now, what is loop? Why we require loops in C? In C programming, suppose we have to print the hello world 10 times. Now what we will do? Now there are two methods. Either we write 10 print statement, that is printf, hello world, printf, hello world, so on 10 times, which is also called as iterative method. Or we'll use the loop. Some loop statement will be there, right? So if we are considering that, okay, if we are writing the hello world for 10 times, but what if we want to print it 100 times or 1000 times? Then what we will do? The lines of code is big. What is general programming says that we need to design or write the code in such a way that we should write less number of lines while coding, right? So we go for the second choice, that is loop statement. Here is the example of loop statement. It is called iterative control instruction. In loop statement, it needs to be written only once and loop will be executed 10 times. In computer programming, a loop is a sequence of instructions that is repeated until a certain condition is reached. So here is what that condition, that is I is less than equal to 10. So this loop will run 10 times till this condition is satisfied. Now there are mainly two classification of loops. The first one is the entry control loop. In this entry control loop, we are having two examples, for loop and while loop. What is entry control loop? In this type of loops, the test condition is tested before entering the loop body. And second is the exit control loop. In this type of loop, the test condition is tested or evaluated at the end of the loop body. Therefore, the loop body will execute at least once, irrespective of whether the test condition is true or false. The example is do while loop. Now first we'll consider the for loop. A for loop is a repetition control structure which allows us to write a loop that is executed a specific number of times. The loop enables us to perform n number of steps together in one line. Here is the syntax of for loop, that is for, in parenthesis we are having the initialization of the expression, semicolon, then we are having test expression, semicolon, and we are having update expression. And this is what the body of the loop. This is what a syntax of for loop. We'll see this by the example. Once the program will start and the for loop will start, first it will initialize the expression, then we are having the test condition. Here the test condition is get satisfied, then block of the statement which are written inside the loop, for loop, here we will consider the for loop, is going to be executed. Then we are having the update expression, and that update expression, once it will be get update, again the condition will be tested. This body of the loop run till the test condition is get satisfied or true. Once this it is get false, it will come out of the loop and next statement which are after the loop is going to be run. Here we can see this as a part of example. We'll see this same example, that is we want to print the hello world 10 times. Here we are having the initialization of the expression, that is for I equals to 1, right? So initialization of expression means what? In this expression we have to initialize the loop counter to some value, right? That is, for example, int I is equal to 1. Then we are having the test expression. In this expression we have to test the condition. If the condition evaluates to true, then we will execute the body of loop and go to update expression. Otherwise we will exit from the loop. If the condition is false, then we will exit to the loop. Now what is update expression here? After executing of the body, this expression is get increment and decrement. We'll try by understanding this for loop. First we will initialize this for loop I equals to 1. The value of I is equal to 1. Now the condition is get tested, that is 1 is less than equal to 10. As the test condition is satisfied and it is true, the body of the loop will run. So in this we will get print hello world. Once this hello world is get print, the expression is get update. So I now become 2. Now next is again the test expression, that is 2 is less than equal to 10. As it is satisfied, again the body of loop will run and it will print the hello world. Then again it will go to the I++, that is now I becomes 3 now here, and next is 3 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is satisfied. Again it will run the body of the loop, that is hello world, and so on. So it will run up to the value of I, that is less than equal to 10. Once the I is, say it's become 11, now 11 is less than equal to 10. The condition is get false and it will come out of the loop. Next is while loop. While studying for loop, we have seen that the number of iterations is known beforehand. That is the number of times the body is going to run. Now in this while loop, it is used in the situation where we don't know the exact condition, that how much number of times this loop is going to be executed. So here is the example of while loop. Again we are using the same example, that is we are going to print the hello world, right? So here is the syntax, that first we are going to initialize the expression, then we are having the condition, that is test expression, and third one is the update expression, which is written inside the loop itself. Now I is equal to 1, that is initialization of the I variable. Now i's get tested whether that 1 is less than equal to 6. If the condition is get satisfied, this hello world will run. Now the I becomes 2. Again this condition is get tested, that is 2 is less than 6, and the body of the loop is going to be executed. So it will print the hello world. It will run till the condition is get satisfied. Once the condition is get false, it will come out of the loop. Next is do while loop. In do while loops, also the loop's execution is terminated on the basis of test condition. The main difference between do while loop and while loop is, in do while loop the condition is tested at the end of the loop body. That is, do while loop is exit control, whereas other two loops are entry control loops. In do while loop, the loop body will execute at least once, irrespective of whatever the test condition. Here is the example of do while loop with syntax. First we are having the initialization, then do and the body of the do. In the body we are having the update expression, and at last we are having the test expression. Here the condition is checked at the end of the body, so that's why it's considered as a exit control loop. So in this example, it will print the hello world till this condition is get satisfied. Here we are having a semicolon at the end of do while statement, which was not in the case of for loop or while loop. Here is the difference between for, while and do while loop in C. These are the references for today's session. Now we are going to learn in the next session, that is, we'll learn about the array topic. In this we are going to cover the array declaration in C, entering data into an array, reading data from an array, array initialization, array elements in memory, advantage and disadvantage of an array, and two categories of array, that is one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. That is all about the today's topic. Have a great day. Thank you.